everybody, welcome to another episode of M.S.M Reviews, and today we will be reviewing Vikings, the History Channel's TV show, Vikings Season 1. Let's get it started. Okay, so we open up the show with pretty much Ragnar on his journey to new lands to pillage. Pretty much the way the show starts, we see Ragnar show Rollo, his brother, and Lagather pretty much a device that can help them travel west to discover new lands, and they pretty much take it by chance. Ragnar tries to show this to his, not technically king, but his Or, who is his leader of his village. Hausan. These names are very complicated to pronounce, but pretty much he asks his permission if we can travel west. Well, he gets denied. He denies Ragnar his permission to travel west, and he pretty much gets a group of guys with him to go with him west. So they pretty much travel west regardless of what his master said. So they travel west, actually make it to England, and pretty much found tons of gold. And the first place they find, it's a priest temple, and they pretty much killed some of them and took some of them captives, and went back to their kingdom, to their homeland. And one of the priests they took, we get to know a little bit more through the series. His name is Athelstan, which he befriends Ragnar and understands their language and speaks their language. So through the series, we'll get to know Athelstan and see his friendship and Ragnar's friendship blossom. Really, they really start caring for each other, and just a lot of crazy shit happens in this show. So when they get back, his Earl Hansson is not pleased, but it's actually not pleased and surprised they made it back, because he was hoping the sea would take him. But for his punishment, they pretty much he takes all the gold. They brought back all the gold and silver, but he says you can have one piece, and that's all you can have. So pretty much Ragnar chooses the priest as his prize, and the priest knows more lands they can travel. So pretty much they go on and pretty much travel again back over there, and Athelstan tells them about other lands, and they start getting more successful with it. And then meet in this show, we meet Ragnar's son, who is Baron Ironside, who later on through the series we'll get to follow more of. But we see him as a boy, and we meet Floki, the fool of the Vikings, or that's what everybody calls him, the fool. But he's the one who preaches about their gods, Thor and all of them. He is their boat builder, pretty much. And through the series, we see his Earl is getting upset because a lot of people are wanting to go with Ragnar because he's showing them new lands, and so a lot of people are listening to Ragnar and wanting to follow him. So he pretty much couldn't handle that. And then he starts having assassins try to kill Ragnar, and this is happens in like midway in the in season 1, in the halfway of season 1. Ragnar confronts Hassan to fight him in single combat, and he beats him. He kills him and becomes So Ragnar becomes of the village, and we see them travel to this other land when they go every once in a year to bring sacrifices and pray to the gods for a good year and a good harvest, and ask the gods for their blessings for like giving me children or stuff like that. And we see Atherson how he's taking this all in, because being around this culture, he's taking everything in, and they do kind of hint Ragnar brings Atherson with him because he was going to use him as a sacrifice, but pretty much they could not sacrifice him because he did not release his faith. He still believes in his god. So one of the other Vikings gave themselves to be sacrificed, and pretty much we cut to a couple of months later, and they're back at the village, getting ready to travel in. Oh, I forgot to mention, Ragnar at the festival thing, Ragnar meets King Haklo, who is pretty much king of Vikings as we know of in season 1. He's the king of the Vikings, and Ragnar pledges himself to have him help him travel to the new lands, but King Heklo agrees to help him, but he wants Ragnar to help him with the dispute with Belgard, what is another Viking, about some lands. And Ragnar goes to talk to him to settle this dispute, but it seems like in the middle of this dispute, you hope Ragnar's hoping to. Oh, come on. So that's no middle ground, pretty much, and there will be a fight. And then Belgorn tells asks Rollo, will you fight for me? So we see that Rollo agrees to his proposal to betray Ragnar, and the and we see also Ragnar meets this princess Viking, um, and pretty much ends up getting her pregnant, and we pretty much will find out more about this woman next season, and pretty much this season one ends with a cliffhanger because it ends with Rollo agreeing, "I will help you, Rollo, to betray um, Ragnar." And I mean, through this first season was pretty incredible. I mean, if you did Game of Thrones and all the drama and betrayal, you would definitely dig Vikings, the series. I mean, it's a really good series, and uh, if you enjoy what you heard about this review, tune in for a season 2 of Vikings, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side. If you like what you heard, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later.